if you're in my job, like regardless of what you do, you want to always prepare like manage expectation. That's like, I think, the biggest thing that you can have, that you can when you provide service, when you're in service, you want to make sure you manage expectation, and explain to clients. It's kind of like addressing situation up front, and if you're really good at what you do, you need to know those things, right? Like, you need to know, no matter what business you do, you have to know that there is some things that you have to educate your clients. If they're not cool with it, sometimes I do not work with client if the first initiate meeting, like when I meet the client for the first time, if they're not cool with my approach, like the way I explain them something, if they don't appreciate and don't value it, I'm not in the business of just saying something to the client. It's like just to say it, right? A lot of people are just like saying something just to close the deal, just to make a sale. I'm like, my approach is like, you want to be transparent as much with your clients, regardless of what you do. If you're in real estate and you want to buy, your client wants to buy in a specific area, and you show you have to tell them, listen, this is maybe the schools are not great. Maybe you have to give them value, and by providing your knowledge. I mean, as a person that's professional, you're doing professionally what you do. You need to provide focus. I mean, they provide service, and you do so by giving information. You make the client trust you by giving them the right information. A lot of people are afraid, to tell the clients the way it is, like the way the system works and stuff like that. And that's kind of a disservice for themselves and for their clients, because the client doesn't know what to expect, and the client appreciate when you give them the right information. So it's about, like you say to, like, I'm doing it for 15 years, right? I probably can expect things to that's going on so like my thing with the client, I'm trying to minimize the surprises by saying up front that, okay, you're gonna have a surprise, writing down in the contract, in the agreement, this is included, this is not included, that's what you should expect. But then you want to work, like, each client is different, each client has got a different goals, a different ideas, a different, it's always like kind of the same things, right? Like, it's always like, it's simple, life, people, you have to make things as simple as possible, so when you start the relationship, it's gonna be easier for you. You want to build a relationship, you want to get into a relationship almost like you're getting married for that time frame. If you sell a product, I mean, if in my business, if you are a top, what we call a superstar, somebody that makes $50,000 and up, let's say $500,000 or $200,000, $250,000 and up. If you're one of those people that make $250,000 and up, things have changed. Today $250,000 it's not, but let's say 500. Today $500,000, I think, it's a good income, right? If you are a superstar that makes above $500,000 a year, you need to have the skills. You need to have the knowledge and the skills, and you need to provide that service. I mean, you're getting paid for your knowledge, for your expertise. Okay, so don't expect not saying something. It's, again, you have to create your own system, do what works for you, right? And you're gonna get better as you grow, as you get more skills, as you get more knowledge. You're gonna be a better person. You're gonna become a better person. You're gonna realize what type of client you want. Listen, you do not need to work with the entire clients in the entire world. It's okay. That's why you got 20,000 companies and 20,000 contractors and 20,000 a million real estate agents. Don't worry about the competition, man. Like, create a way that you feel that's like, okay, I'm the best in this area. In this area, I'm the best. And be honest. Like, I went to the client, I'm in construction, we do everything. I told the client, listen, I'm not going to be the cheapest one, or it's not even going to make sense for me to do specific type of work that's not, that I'm not specializing in, and I'm going to charge you for it probably even more than somebody else. So you want to have, it's not even being vulnerable. It's about being transparent. It's about being honest. The client, he really appreciate when you tell them up front, hey, this is what it is. And they learn to that, like when you stick to your own word, like when you say something, you stick to the same thing, man. Like the client appreciate it, and they realize that we got a guy that's like respectful, that is a serious person, is not a clown. I mean, don't be a clown. Don't be a clown. Don't be a person that just want to say something just so somebody, build your confidence, man. Build your confidence. Approach with confidence. Tell the people the truth. People can sense. I'm not saying don't be a salesperson. Be a fucking salesperson. You are a salesperson. Be a salesperson. American appreciate sales. American appreciate service. Change the language from sales. Sales is great, but what sales does it mean? Sales doesn't mean bullshitting somebody. Sales means, unfortunately, you have a lot of people out there. That's the purpose of this conversation, to show you the difference between a bullshitter, and a bullshitter can be a salesperson, can be an hairdresser, can be anybody. It doesn't have to be like in specific industry. You get bullshitters all over, right? You want to be that person that is not a bullshitter, man. You want to sell, yes. You want to provide service. You want to go the extra mile. You want to spend time. You want to spend quality time with your client. You want to provide the best service that you possibly can. And you know what? It's not lonely at the top. When you get to the top, listen, it's not that lonely. They say it's lonely at the top, right? Because the bottom is so crowded, man. You get so much clowns in the bottom. And by the way, it's not, I'm just like being competitive right now, but I'm saying, without disrespect for anybody, listen, you're gonna have a lot of people that doesn't want to do that hard work. That's where the opportunity is. God bless. That's where the power is. The power is in the service, in the hard work. The things that nobody teach you anymore these days, that's where the power is. The power is not sitting in front of a desk, right? When you bring more value, when there is, they say, robots and technology and computers going to change humans. You know what? Maybe in things that doesn't require too much value, like maybe if somebody works in McDonald's, and again, it's not like disrespectful for somebody working in McDonald's, but maybe if you learning to do something that takes like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour or a day, it's not going to be as valuable to as something that takes like being a brain surgeon, right? Or being like in the top of your game, in the top of your business. It took you 10 years to get there. You probably have to get paid for it. You spend your entire life developing a skill that I can go to a client in like 30 minutes. I know exactly what they need to do. I've been doing it for so many years. So this is valuable. And you know what? Finding ways, getting the right advice and the right suggestion, giving the client your gift, your expertise, your knowledge can save them thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's really the bottom line over here. The bottom line is, when you really bring value to the table, in the end of the day, you're gonna actually save time and money to the clients, because you're gonna explain to them and you're gonna teach them exactly how it's gonna play it. The clients they don't want to be out of the blue, especially in what I do. When you're dealing with people homes, with people lives, like they want to feel that they're dealing with somebody that knows what he's talking about. Again, going back to being successful, you building that success from doing those things.